CG's keeping me busy. We are back already with another talk video. We're going to see if we can make this one a little faster. I know my videos tend to get a little overstuffed. Here are the topics. Darth Talon Kit reveal. Darth Talon developer insights. It's a little thinner. That's going to be a quick one. We've got a few more Omicrons. Talk a little about how I'm thinking about approaching them. And then specifically touch on Qui-Gon and Zam's Omicron abilities. And we'll wrap up real quick with a December calendar. Let's see if we can do this in 15 or less. Darth Talon is coming to the game. I am excited for this one. I love all Sith. And I'm looking forward to how she is going to bring Darth Traya back up to being a threat from how this all sounds. I didn't have the time to make a graphic that I sometimes do where I extract the keywords. We're just going to have to do that verbally. I like to focus on the key elements of each of these abilities to help me break down and start to theory craft and think about how these kits are going to work. So first off, with the basic Talon Strike, that is physical damage to the target, inflict ability block, and if there's a debuff, reduce the cooldowns of Dark Frenzy. Whenever you see a basic like that, it would be nice if the Sith had some assists. They don't really have assist calls outside of Sith Eternal Emperor, a character though that I don't have the experience with to know if that kind of utility is going to have some viability there. But that portion here with Dark Frenzy, that's something we need to come back to later. I do want to see though with Starkiller, if Starkiller might be a character who can add assists to the Sith squad, which would then make getting Dark Frenzy off with Darth Talon here a much more, add some synergy there that currently doesn't exist. First special, Ordered Assassination. We've got another physical damage to the target. She gains stealth, and if it defeats an enemy, gain 100% turn meter. So already I'm seeing here that that's an ability that I might not want to use right away. We might just hold on to that, focus more on using the basic, getting those cooldowns going on Dark Frenzy, kind of like with Nihilus, where in the Nihilus you're motivated to use the special, but working towards that second special. And because of how you're going to gain turn meter with a defeat, that's something where I'm going to be waiting to use that ability until that can occur and trigger that. That's something that's going on with Maul right now. Special 2, Dark Frenzy. It's a cooldown of 5, so that's not that big of a deal. That means we can be getting to this ability pretty quickly. We're looking at another physical damage to the target. She gains Frenzy, and Frenzy again is if another character uses a special, that means she's going to immediately take another turn. If an enemy is debuffed, she gains 2 stacks of Loyal Hand. In Loyal Hand, she is going to be gaining max protection and offense stacking up to a max of 20. So she is going to be getting more survivable and more offensively dangerous as she gets those stacks of Loyal Hand. And it's already sounding like she's going to be a character you're going to want to mod for offense and have as much speed as you can on her. Unique proven loyalty. What we're looking at here is if all allies are Sith, just locking her into being a Sith specific character. Whenever the leader is damaged, allies gain turn meter. Where that sounds like I'm going to want to take her against teams, or take the Sith now against teams with AoEs. That's going to just help generate that turn meter. Because if you throw them on defense, it's a lot easier for your opponent to just avoid the leader and not trigger that turn meter. May not matter. They might be a good defensive team regardless. But that part of the kit is like, okay, let's target opponents who have AoEs, so we can exploit that. First time they're defeated, Darth Talon is going to dispel those debuffs, recover health, gain turn meter. That's almost like a mini Held by Hatred, or like a one-time use Held by Hatred that is now given to all of the Sith. That is great. She'll then gain 3 stacks of Loyal Hand, so that's just going to speed things up. It almost, I don't really mean this, but it almost makes it where if a character, like if you take like a Sith Marauder who is a little weaker, a character who could potentially lose health a little faster and trigger that might help get those stacks of Low Hand. But the stacks of Low Hand might not be too much of a concern. We got Darth Talon will be losing 50% health, gain stealth, and she can't be defeated by that damage. And the cooldown of Dark Frenzy will be refreshed, which means you'll be able to immediately do Dark Frenzy when that effect is triggered, when proven loyalty is triggered. Second unique, Sith Cruelty. Start of the battle, Darth Talon is under stealth. Sith allies are going to gain 30% health and 30% offense and plus 20 speed. When Darth Talon falls below 100% health, Sith tanks will gain retribution and taunt. This is the type of thing in a kit I love. This is great for free-to-play players because it means you can take a lower star Darth Talon, still use your thrower onto a squad. And that those shared stats are still going to be on the field. This is something in newer kits I have been loving and exploiting, and I've always suggested to go after immediately. These characters can die off and are still going to offer benefit because there's nothing in here like Bo-Katan's kit where if she's taken out, those shared stats are lost. Now, what I'm seeing within this kit are a lot of signals that are saying Darth Talon is going to be probably fairly easy to take out. That's why she's under stealth. That's why she's triggering Sith tanks to taunt if she falls below 100% health. These are mechanics to add to her survivability because she's probably not otherwise very survivable. She's probably a character I'm going to want to target if I'm facing this type of squad. Now the second portion here is the Grand Arena Omicron specific stuff. What we are seeing is if she attacks a target with Isolate or Pain, there's going to be additional effects. And she is going to, when she defeats an enemy, Sith allies are going to gain max protection and offense for each stack of Loyal Hand. So you're going to want those stacks of Loyal Hand quickly, so as you take out characters, she is giving more protection and offense. You don't want to have low stacks of Loyal Hand and take somebody out, because then you're benefiting from it less. So Isolate here. You attack somebody with Isolate, cooldown on Dark Frenzy is reduced. She gains 2 stacks of Loyal Hand. That's nice. Attack somebody with Pain. She does an AoE buff immunity. Darth Talon is going to recover health equal to 50% of the damage dealt on all Sith. So that's another point here. Adding recovery to Sith, which is currently absent, has been needed and is going to make them better. And that's doubled for Darth Sion. So that just makes Darth Sion even tankier. That is great. She'll also be gaining plus 20 speed for the rest of the encounter and 1 stack of Loyal Hand. So the way I'm thinking about going about this is I am going to be attacking targets with Pain first. I want those stacks of Loyal Hand because as those stacks of Loyal Hand increase, we already mentioned a moment ago, that means if you take anybody out, you're going to be getting more max protection and max offense, making the team more dangerous. But also because of this component here about health recovery, the more offense you do, the more health you are recovering. So the more stacks of Loyal Hand, the more more health recovery occurring. So that's a two-pronged thing that is going on to exploit. So gaining those stacks of low hand is important. And I'm choosing Pain over Isolate, even though Isolate gives 2 stacks of low hand because of the speed boost. You gain that speed boost, that means you can take more turns more quickly. That tends to be more beneficial. The other thing I should mention is with Isolate, with the lowering the cooldown of Dark Frenzy, if you are using her basic, that really means you're lowering the cooldown of Dark Frenzy by 2. Now, the other thing is, hopefully with Star Killer, we do see some assisting because she's a character who would really benefit from some assists to increase the speed at which these stacks of loyal hand are occurring and the cooldown happening on Dark Frenzy. With all these new characters, I like to take a look at the insights because typically there's a little nugget of information worth extracting. In this case, not so much. I try to look for hints at how to use the character or hints at what's to come. I don't feel like we see that here. But CG does hit a point a couple times that I think they want you to be aware of. 1, she is acrobatic. And 2, she was designed to be acrobatic. So take note. Last thing I want to address is this thing with the legacy tier marquees. I've seen some people complaining about it. That falls in the I don't care category. They didn't take anything away from marquees. They just added a tier that's for whales. Fine. Enjoy. Keep funding the game so I can enjoy it. Before the Grand Arena changes were announced yesterday with the State of the Galaxy, it was a legitimate debate about which Omicrons to put on. A lot of players prefer Territory Wars, and that Scion of Boba Fett, that's a good Omicron. That Phasma Omicron is very interesting. Even that Nebbit one is going to do some work, but these changes to Grand Arena basically forces your hand into going after Grand Arena Omicrons. That's how I was going to handle it anyway, but now that is just going to universally be my recommendation. In regards to the Grand Arena specific Omicrons, we know of 5 so far with Dash, Darth Talon, Qui-Gons, Zam, and Rose. We'll break down Qui-Gon and Zam very quickly in a moment, but what I am looking for with these is which ones are going to give me 2 teams. So that basically knocks out Darth Talon's, Zam, and Rose's Omicrons from consideration for the first Omicrons that I'm going after. It's between Dash and Qui-Gons because what those 2 are doing is adding teams to my toolkit, my defensive and offensive toolkit, whereas the other ones are boosting teams, and I like them. I like the Darth Talon Omicron. I like the Zam Omicron. The Rose one I don't like. But the Dash one, that one is very good. But you can get use out of Dash without it. It makes it more persistent. It's going to elevate those squads, but I think Dash is still going to be usable without it. Qui-Gon's, though, creates a whole new team that doesn't exist and is not going to be functional without the use of that Omicron. So far and away, Qui-Gon's Omicron is going to be my first unless we get some surprises down the road, and I don't anticipate seeing those. In addition to today's Grand Arena Omicron with Darth Talon, we got 2 more Grand Arena Omicrons with the touch-ups to Qui-Gon and Zam. So first up, we got Qui-Gon's, and it looks like the leaks were accurate. So what we have here is Jedi allies gain offense equal to 30 times their speed. Crazy, and that's doubled while they have foresight. His leadership already gave foresight at the start of the battle. It's going to be helpful to have a character give more foresight. Grandmaster Yoda being the obvious one, Hermit Yoda does it too. So next portion here, if there are no galactic legends and all allies are Jedi, Jedi allies can't be defeated if Qui-Gon is active, forcing you to just take out Qui-Gon first. That's kind of like with 5s or with gas. Like there's mechanics here that are forcing you to attack a single character. Qui-Gon can't gain damage immunity or stealth, which just adds into focusing on him. And when he gets defeated, all allies are going to recover health and protection and gain 400% of Qui-Gon's offense. So they're just going to become Super Saiyans when he is taken out. So immediately, I'm thinking about this Omicron in two different ways. One is the Galactic Republic way, where you're able to exploit Cam. Cam is going to be boosting the offense. The team is going to be even better. I've thrown Grandmaster Yoda. He's Galactic Republic. He's going to be keeping Foresight on the field. I think adding health to the team is going to make Qui-Gon even more annoying. And then having a taunt out there is going to be important to making it more difficult to target Qui-Gon and take him out, even though that's what you want to do. It would be nice if Mace had a taunt or another. I know Jedi Knight Guardian has a taunt. I'm not counting that character. It would be nice if another real Galactic Republic Jedi had a taunt so that GK could stick with other Jedi characters or with the Padme squad. Now, the other team I'm thinking about, because the way it's written, there's nothing about Galactic Republic Jedi in his kit. That means Savior works. And if Savior works, that means you can throw Jedi Knight Revan in there. And when you think you're about to take out Qui-Gon, he is going to recover health. And you have to take him out all completely again. Because Savior is not a revive. It's a health restoration when he hits 1% health. Pair that up with Yoda for offense and more foresight. Throw in a tank with Old Ben, because if you're using Jedi Knight Revan, you don't need to stick with Galactic Republic Jedi. So Old Ben has an annoying taunt, and he's going to be throwing debuffs on the field. Barriss for the health, and because with that health, it just makes taking him out even more. And you got 2 health recovery then going on with Barriss and Jedi Knight Revan. I think you could also look at doing Hermit Yoda or taking out Barriss and throwing in like Ayla or Ezra, a character that is going to do more damage and create some annoyances. I think we're going to probably end up using the Galactic Republic version, but there's other versions here that I think can be utilized, especially if you have weaker ones. Like I think we can get away with using like what I have is a 5-star Gear 11 Ki-Adi-Mundi. I think with the way that this kit worked, we can use Bad Jedi with Qui-Gon. But if that doesn't work, you can throw Jedi Knight Revan in there from the way that this reads to me. Zam Wessel's Omicron is nice. Not as nice. What we see here is Zam gains 60% increase to her offense, health, and max protection. That just takes what is a super fragile character and makes her not fragile. Zam will be gaining speed for each bounty hunter ally, and then bounty hunter allies are going to gain 20% of her offense, protection, health, and speed until the first time they are taken out. So that is similar to what Darth Talon is doing, what Chupio is doing, what a lot of these characters are doing with those shared stats, elevating them. This is still a great ability, lesser priority because the bounty hunters are already viable the way they exist. This is just going to take them to the next level. That's still going to be great, but I would rather create a new team that doesn't exist than to boost an existing one that's already pretty decent. Not much to say here with the December calendar, but we usually do address it, so I wanted to bring it up. Cara Dune is the login character That's going to most obviously be referencing Book of Boba Fett, but it probably has a larger significance in saying the game is entering a Mando Season 2 mode. Scout Trooper has been anticipated by a lot of players. I've speculated on a potential Bib Fortuna coming into the game. We could see a Gamorrean Guard Touchup. There's a number of things that could be happening, and I had a video previously, a talk series video about that, of some of my speculation that we could be seeing in this period. And slightly more important, there are 2 login calendars, bonus calendars for the month. You have to choose between them. If you don't have the Sith Bomber finished, you should finish your farms. It's going to make your life easier. Go for that one. On newer accounts, that's how I would handle it. Otherwise, if you're done with your farms, go for the gear. It's an easy choice, but because CG didn't address it and I just chose one of the calendars for on my main account, I think it should be highlighted that you are forced to choose between the 2 of them. So surprising amount of news coming out from CG later in the week after Darth Talon is released. I'll probably do another talk video. There's a video I've been wanting to do on Dash and Kyle Katarn looking at their gear. By the time I do it, Darth Talon will be in the game, so I'll add her to it. It's going to break down the gear requirements since I push Gear 11 so heavily on this channel. And then I also need to put out that Week 52 new account series video. We've hit that milestone. I need to break down what that year-long experiment has been with the new account, show where we ended up. Thanks for watching. Be safe out there, everyone, and be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.